Right. So let's get in the show. AEW Dynamite. It starts off with a Jericho Starks match. Good match. They worked well. I will say this. Okay, and I was texting somebody just not a few minutes ago, and we were talking about like how guys get over on the show, you get pops and stuff and all that. And bro, this crowd was live, okay, and they were hot and they were with everything. And I'm like, like watching them work and everything, and all of a sudden out of nowhere is like, everything they were doing. Jericho's an old school guy. He's safe. He works. He doesn't. He's been bleeding. He's been diving into the indie stuff, doing a lot of bleeding, stuff like trying to like appease the indie this fan base and everything. Bro, like out of nowhere, this was completely unnecessary because the pops they were getting on the show. Jericho gave Starks a suplex from the apron to on the floor. And I'm like, look at it. I was watching this match. I'm like, okay, Jericho's older. This kid's younger. Jericho's slower. This kid's faster. But Jericho has good psychology. I was like, why? I'm like, looking at Chris. Why are you doing that? And then that's my only criticism of this match. It's like you didn't have to. This crowd was completely live. You should know to read the room. They're popping and everything. Why am I giving a spot that physically hurts this guy? It doesn't feel good. Taking a spot, as like I was just thinking, like Chris is like, maybe to like he thinks to stay relevant, he has to like engage in this fan base and do these spots. Like that was my only criticism of the match, but I'm being very critical of it because I would expect Chris not to do that because like he could read the room, the crowd. I don't need this suplex on the floor to give to this kid, especially since I'm going to lose the match. Now, what they did was, and it's funny, I'm going to put myself over, okay? They did the Boston Crab spot. Did you see how much mileage they got out of the Boston Crab spot in this match? Where he had the walls of Jericho on him, and he's crawling to the ropes. So, bro, the crowd was into it. Me and Chris worked on an independent when we were doing house shows together, and that was his finish, the walls of Jericho. Mm-hmm. And I was just telling him, like, hey, one day, like they do this. Everybody knows you're going to beat me, but, like, put me in the walls of Jericho. Let me fight to the ropes. And as soon as I almost get there, like, pull me back in, and then I'll tap out. Bro, we did it the first time we did it. Bro, the crowd popped. They were getting with the struggle of getting, like, hey, yeah. And then, bro, he did that here, and they went overboard with it, and they really made a thing. The only thing I didn't like about this, bro, you're going to hit the guy with a hammer and have him your finish, and the guy's going to end up reversing. Come on. It's like they did not need that hammer to the head spot on this or anything. But I love this. Jericho goes, Ricky Starks goes over. The heels come in and get heat. The green kid, what's his name?
Starks.
No, not the guy that does a run in to save Starks. Action Andretti. Oh. Action Andretti comes in.
First of all, what a brutal name, Action Andretti. But
okay,
go ahead.
But what they did was here, the beatdown, the only guy doing the good beatdown was Daniel Garcia. Okay? Sammy, Jake Hager, and all these guys. Well, actually, the other two guys did, the Dar 2.0 guys did. But Sammy and Jake Hager's boots on the guy in the floor were terrible. Okay, bro, if you want to do a beatdown, look like you're trying to kick the guy on a street corner because he owes you money, right? Daniel Garcia was playing a good beatdown. The other guys weren't. Okay? Action Andretti comes out, and I'm not buying him. He did the things and stuff, but they basically shut down the heat. They shut down the baby faces, and the heels stand strong because Jericho can read the room, and he hears everybody saying that nobody's going to get over in an angle with Jericho and stuff. And like Ricky Starks got the win, but Jericho got his heat back. I guarantee you that was by design because that's going to get him even more heat. Because people are going to complain that he couldn't give this guy just a clean win and a victory. He had to get his heat back, and then the segment worked. I was being critical of a couple specific things, but this worked for me. What did you think?
Yeah, this looked like something Jericho booked. You know what I'm saying? And he's very smart, and I think some of those things that you're saying of him taking not bumps that aren't necessary, especially at this stage in his career, is he's like us, bro. He tries to over deliver. He doesn't want to be with everybody else. He wants to stay on top, and he over delivers. And so, I'm cool with that. He not necessary, like you say, but I'm cool with that. I think right now I think he knows, bro. He can't really get too much bigger than he is. He's a legend. He's done it all. He's one of the greatest of all time. And it's his turn to make people. And I think he wants his legacy to be known as a guy that helped make people and not hold them back, while at the same time retaining his heat, because you can't make people if you don't have any heat.
Right.
So I'm okay with him retaining his heat. I don't see what, I love the idea of bringing in Parker and Menrod or whatever, the guys we gave the rub to.
Right.
Making it look like, Ricky Starks might lose and needing people to help him to make Ricky a bigger star. How long has Hager been there? He just doesn't seem like he's over
it
at
looks
all.
like he has no clue what his gimmick is.
Right.
Been there since the first show.
Right. And, but anyways, that's his boy and he ain't going to let him go. But he adds nothing. I just thought it was, they're making Starks, which is good. The crowd was super hot,
right. This is a live crowd.
Good, good way to start the show.
Very good for the show, for the audience. Okay.
And I also liked. Let me also say one more thing. I also liked when Starks did the Undertaker walk with the little strut.
Right. I don't like. I was going to bring that up. I don't like that.
Yeah, I liked it.
I know it's a gimmick and stuff, but that's kind of like par for the course for this show, because they're not like adhered to the suspension disbelief as much as they are like the WWE.
Well, at that point, he's just trying to entertain. You're walking the top rope. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm like, when you do that, the guy should just pull you off. If I was working, if I had a match with Ricky Starks, say, hey, when you do that, my character would yank you off and you take a big bump in the ring.
Like, more guys should do that.
Right. Yeah, more guys should. Right. That's what I would do to you. So I wouldn't stand there and let you do your strut. Right. So that's like what I always tell people. Like, hey, if you want to dive on me outside the ring, my character, because I've been on social media, I've been talking about this, I would move out of the way. So if you want to do a dive, you're going to hit the floor. Right. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to do the dive. So, whatever. Like you can do that. When you lay it on a match.
Yo, what up? This is Konnan, and I host Keeping It 100. My co-host Disco Inferno. Unfortunately,
well, I'd say you're my co-host.
Listen, every Thursday here on Spreaker, we talk pro wrestling, sports, movies, music, TV, pop culture, and some politics. It's everything the rest of the pro wrestling podcasts are not.
Tune in to hear myself, the superior one, educate and inform.
Tune in to hear me bury Disco.
That's very disrespectful.
Join us every Thursday on Spreaker and keep it 100. Boom!